Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Dee, and today we are going to be making a card that is kind of fit for spring and maybe even summer. So I'm going to be using a stamp set that I haven't used for a while, and anyway, we're going to make a fun card. So I'll turn the camera on and we'll get started. Hang on. Okay, guys, I am back. Now, I'm going to show you the card base that we are going to be using to make this card. And when I first was thinking about what to do for the video this week, I thought, oh, maybe I'll make a slimline card. And then I got to getting out supplies and things, and I thought, I'm just going to make a card that is not a slimline card, but is a little narrower than a 5x7 card. So if I remember right, let me get my little ruler here. This is 7 by 4 1/4. So it is definitely smaller than a 5x7. Narrower this way. And so anyway, it'll fit in a 5x7 envelope, so you won't have to worry about paying extra postage. So that will be nice. Anyway, let's do a little prep work here. I cut a black strip, and we're going to glue this on the bottom of the card. And when I think about warm weather, whether it be spring or summer, I think of being outside, of course, and things you can do outside. And I was looking through my stamps, and I thought, why not get out the stamp set that has a bicycle in it? So I will show you that in a second. Now, unfortunately, my black cardstock that I used, this was came from a bigger scrap, but it's not quite 7 inches, so we're going to pretend. And if it really bothers me, I might put something in front here. Well, no, that won't work because of what we're gonna do, but that won't work. We don't want anything to block the path of the bicycle. Anyway, so this is going to be like our road. And I think I want to go ahead and get my ruler. And I have a gel pen. It's a Jelly Roll 10, size 10. And it's been a while since I've used mine, so hopefully it will work. Now, I saw Gina K do this little thing. I think she warmed the tip of the pen up on her skin, because sometimes they don't want to come off onto the paper. And so we are going to make the little lines, and unfortunately mine are not quite as perfect as what you actually see on the road. We're only doing the white line that divides the two sides of the road. Not going to do any yellow, like, oh, this is a no passing zone. Not going to do that. We want it to be smooth sailing for our bicycle to go through. So let's get this off my hand. I don't want to take a chance on getting that. It kind of dried. Do you see that? Kind of dried pretty well in there. Okay, now, before we do anything more, with the bicycle, I am, and where is my, hang on. Okay, this is what I was looking for. My homemade little, what do you call that? My brain is going blank. Okay, I have this ink and my blending brush. I'm going to be using Altenew's Fresh Dye Ink in Iceberg and Eastern Sky, because I want to create a backdrop of sky behind our bike. Okay, so I'm just gonna go along here. I probably should have done this before I glued my road on there, but oh well. I don't think, if I overlap, I don't think it's going to be noticed So, and then we'll add some clouds. And this will give me a little bit more practice in ink blending because that's something I need more practice in. I see a lot of people on YouTube who are really great at finger blending. Oh, my word, what's wrong with me? Ink blending. Okay, that was the Iceberg color. I wanted to start with the lighter color so that when I added the darker color, then it'll come off more this color instead of something lighter. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of put this more towards the top and the middle. If I wanted to kind of check this outside before I got started with this card, but for some reason I thought at the horizon when the blue sky is showing, isn't it kind of lighter on the bottom than it is on the top? Isn't it more blue kind of up higher in the sky? That's kind of what I was thinking about. So that's why I thought I'll just add the lighter color first and then the bluer color. Now, so we'll put that aside. Now, what I also have are some clouds. Now, I don't know where I got this die set. I probably ordered it off Amazon, but it's basically these set of 3 cloud dies, and as you can see, different sizes. So I'm going to tuck those back in there, and I cut them out already because I thought okay, I'll get that out of the way since I think I'm done with it. Excuse me. So let's get the glue. Let's figure out where we're going to put the clouds. I think I'll put the biggest cloud over here so that I don't... Now, this, you know what? I don't think I'll use this one because it's going to be maybe almost too big for the scene. So I will go ahead and use the other ones that are smaller. So let's get this here. Maybe, oh, I probably shouldn't have angled it so much because skies really, or excuse me, clouds don't really look like they're going sideways, do they? That's kind of a artistic thing to do when you're working with clouds. Okay, now I want to remember my odd number rule. So we'll just put the clouds towards, and we'll put this one way at the top to make it look like it's a little further away. All right. So we have our clouds in. Now I could have, and I did think about this. I could have taken my stencil that I've used to make cloud shapes before and just done that with the blending brush and the ink, and just, you know, did like a reverse stencil where what's left are the white part of the cardstock that would be the clouds. But I decided not to do that. I thought I'm going to use these dies and then we'll have a little bit more dimension in the card. Okay, now something fun I wanted to show you is this set. Can you see this all right? This, I tried to do like an image search to see who made this, but all that came up was an unbranded stamp set. So I could not find who made this. I don't know where I got it. If I inherited it from my friend who passed away, I just don't know. But anyway, it has all these cute little components to a bike. You've got, of course, the frame and the wheel. And I will show you. I did a black and white one. And so I stamped the frame first, and then I lined up the wheel and did the front wheel first, and then I lined it up with the back and did that one second. And then I will show you what else I did. I did another one, but instead of doing all black, because this looked pretty boring to me. I mean, you might be able to use it in something that if you wanted it to be more monochromatic or whatever. But I thought, let's make a colorful bike. So I got out my Altenew Ultramarine fresh dye ink, and I stamped the frame in that, and I did the Altenew crisp dye ink permanent black for the wheels. Okay, so let's get this glued on here. Okay, since we're in the States, we are going to put the bike on the bottom, which would be the right side of the road. So we'll put the bike there. And I really wish I had a die for this, because I think it would have made the actual die cut of the bike look more finished and more put together, but I don't have it, so I fussy cut it using my Tim Holtz tonic scissors. Those are used just for fussy cutting. Boy, fussy cutting. By the way, if you hear a lot of road traffic, there's a lot of farm traffic going past our house. You know, farmers with their sprayers, with their planters, all that kind of stuff. So, okay. Now, in that stamp set, there was this bouquet of flowers and a basket. So I thought I would go ahead and put, and I wanted to do all this ahead of time because I thought I don't want my video to be too long. Last week's was kind of on the long side, so I thought, let's be careful not to do that, at least this time. So I've got the basket. I'm only going to press this part down because I want to glue the flowers, but I want to kind of tuck one end, this bottom part, kind of underneath here. And I used, let me show you, I used the Berry Mocha ink for the basket and the Coral Bliss for the flowers. Because I was thinking, okay, using my color wheel, which if you watch me long enough, you know I love that. So I thought, okay, opposite color would from blue, because that was my main color, and then the sky would be kind of an orangey corally color. So that's why I chose that. And then with these little leaves, I wanted to show you, I've talked about these before, these fine line markers that my daughter gave me for Christmas. I use this it's kind of a blue-green. There's no real true green in this set, but I thought it worked. So I used that to color just the leaves, and I left the flowers the way they were. Okay, so now, let me close up my glue. Now we have to do a sentiment. And for that, I got out, I used to get the Spellbinders Clear Stamp of the Month set. And it's like a club membership thing. And so I stopped getting them when I thought, you know, I'm getting some maybe that I'm not that fond of, or that I already have something similar. So I quit the membership, and I'm glad I did, because I thought I need to be using what I have instead of getting something new all the time. So anyway, I have this, and it's the Friendship Garden, if I'm in shot here, set. And so I thought I would get, and by the way, this has dies too. So I will get out the stamp set, and I thought about doing either You're a Wonderful Friend or Thanks for Just Being You, and right now I don't think I've even really totally decided. Maybe I'll just do the Thanks for Being You, because that's a nice sentiment. I'll get out my MISTI. And I'm going to put it in this way. Now let me get this scooched out of the way so we don't have so much clutter. And I really work better when it's not messy. Okay, I think I'll leave it closed because that will be fine. Fit it in here, get my magnet. Now, thanks for just being you. I think I will put it right here, and I'm just going to stamp it directly on the card. Okay, I think I'll use my ruler. Where'd I put that? There it is. And I'm going to just check to see if it's lined up straight. If I put the end of the ruler here and scooch it up, then I'll be able to, there we go. And I'll close the lid just to grab the stamp, and then I can get the ruler out of the way. Now, I could stamp this. Now, if I look at that, that looks crooked. Can you see that? That looks crooked. If I look at the grid, I wonder if it switched on me. Let me see if I can go by just using the grid. I might have done a little shifting when I... Here, let me get this so I can see. Okay, I think we're good. All right, now I have not used this particular stamp, so I'm going to use my microfiber cloth to wipe off the film that always, it comes from the factory that way. Now, I think maybe I should, okay, I mean, you're going to see some mess, but I want to, nope, I need to pinch in, don't I? Okay, I just want you to be able to see without me always wondering if I'm out of shot. So, okay, now, I need to stamp this, but I want to decide if I want to use black, because I could use black and that would go with the black of the road, or I could use the Ultramarine. That would be kind of cool. You know what? I think I'll do the easy route and I will do black. So I know you may not be able to see this, but I'm going to just stamp this. Now, just a reminder, this stamp, the sentiment stamp, is one of those finer ones that if you press too hard can get distorted. So let's get that, and I'll just press it lightly. And we'll open it up and see how it go. Okay, I think I could press that down. I'll just try pressing it down a little more. And it's possible the magnet is preventing the... I gotta be really careful that everything stays where it should be. The magnet might be preventing the lid from putting the stamp down far enough. So let's see. Excuse me. I think maybe I'll try it one more time. So, pardon me if my body gets in the shot. Rather not that happen, but I don't want to have to redo the camera. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, that's better. Let's hold that up. That is better. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I really like that. Okay, now, there's something else we could do to add just a little bit more pizzazz, and I'll be right back. Okay, now, I brought over glossy accents and NUVO glitter drops, and I thought we could add some to the clouds. Just, I mean, I know clouds don't look like that in real life, but to add a little bit of pizzazz, that would be kind of fun. So let's get the MISTI out of the way, and I'll clean that stamp later. So the question is, what should I use? I think I'll zoom in just a... Oop, no, I did it again. Okay. The glitter drops would, of course, add a little glitter. So I guess I'm just going to do that. Now, I've not used this in a long time. So if you haven't either, basically, you just kind of apply it And sometimes you can kind of slap it a little because it'll add a little bit of texture. If that's too much, then we'll just tap it a little more. I don't know if this will even out as it kind of settles or if it'll stay that way. But you know what? Even if it doesn't, that's okay because it will just add that much more dimension to the clouds. Now, because I forget to use this stuff, I'm not going to feel bad about going to town and using plenty. Now, this will take time to dry, okay? So, this won't, I won't mess with this again till, well, probably tomorrow. So, and that's okay. This is just, whoop, you know what? I got a little messy. Let's get that cleaned up here. Okay. And it just adds a little fun to the card. Maybe a little more here. You know, where I store these is kind of like out of sight, out of mind for me. So that's why I forget to use them, honestly. Not that I don't love them, I do. And, you know, you have to plan. If you need a card, you know, right away, these would not be your best bet to use because they need some time to dry. Now, what I forgot to do before I put on the NUVO glitter drops was I forgot to use my little hand-stamped for you. Oh, well, I'll just, if you're new here, I'll show you. This is something I like to do on the backs of all my cards. And I'll just put it right here. And then you can see. Handcrafted with love by, and then I write my name at the underneath it, okay? But since I didn't remember to do that before I got started, I'll just do it before I send it to whoever I'm going to send it to. So guys, isn't this adorable? I just love this. Now, can you see the glitter? I don't know if my camera's picking it up or not, but I'm just going to try to shift it around and see if you can get it. But just so cool. And you can see the little bit of glitter in there. Really, really nice. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And by the way, if you are new here, welcome. I am so glad you've decided to join our teeny tiny part of the internet. And if you have been here for a long time, or if you joined partway, I appreciate you too. I would not be able to do this if nobody watched. So thank you so much for being part of this. And if you like this video, please like it. If you wouldn't mind sharing it with a friend, I'd love for you to do that too, so we can get more people to watch this with us. And I appreciate you. If I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I hope you join me next week when I make another card or try another technique. Take care, guys. Bye.